Hello and welcome to the Talking Texas Rangers show. As always, I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today we're diving into all the latest headlines coming out of Globe Life Field. Before we do that, give me your thoughts on all the topics we covered in the comment section below. And with that, let's dive into today's first topic. This overlooked Rangers bullpen addition could be the steal of the offseason. The Texas Rangers have been very active this offseason. No one expected them to trade Marcus Semien for Brandon Nimmo and surrender 5 prospects to acquire left-handed pitcher MacKenzie Gore. Those moves, along with the signings such as Danny Jansen, Alexis Diaz, Jacob Junis, and Tyler Alexander, are receiving the most attention among Ranger fans. However, Texas made a quiet minor league signing about 2 weeks ago that deserves more attention, and it could end up being the best move the team made this offseason. Rangers' Blake Townsend signing could be steal of the offseason. Texas signed Townsend, a left-handed pitcher, to a minor league deal on January 23rd, according to the team's transaction log. Townsend, 24, has yet to reach the majors, but he dominated opponents in the minor leagues over the last 2 seasons. In 92 innings across 34 appearances, 12 starts in the Pittsburgh Pirates minor league system last season, Townsend posted a 1.76 ERA with 81 strikeouts, 23 walks, and a 42.5% ground ball rate. He spent most of the season in AA and High A and had 1 outing in AAA. Townsend didn't collect a lot of strikeouts last season, but he did a good job limiting base runners and runs. Given his dominant results in the minors, Townsend could be a key impact arm for the Rangers bullpen next season. Townsend had signed with the Pirates in August 2024. Before that, he pitched in the Seattle Mariners system from 2019 through part of the 2024 season. He had a 2.45 ERA at 29 and a third innings over 28 outings for the Mariners, High A team during the 2024 season. Overall, the lefty sports a career 2.84 ERA with 243 strikeouts and 88 walks in 228 and 1/3 minor league innings. The Rangers' new lefty underwent Tommy John surgery during his first season in the Mariners organization, then missed the 2020 campaign due to the COVID pandemic before returning to professional action in 2021. Townsend hails from Australia. He was the youngest pitcher on Team Australia during the 2023 Baseball Classic. It's unknown if he'll compete in this year's tournament, but it seems unlikely since he just signed with the Rangers and likely wants to do his best to reach the big leagues with the Rangers as soon as possible. Therefore, staying with the team throughout the entire duration of spring training is likely in the lefty's best interest while he has started games in the minors. The Rangers likely view him as a potential bullpen option. Rangers pitching staff has the personnel to transform MacKenzie Gore into an ace. Despite parting ways this offseason with highly regarded pitching coach Mike Maddox, the Texas Rangers are still in good shape coaching-wise and player-wise to shape newly acquired left-hander MacKenzie Gore into the star he was drafted to be. Texas's new main pitching coach, Jordan Teagues, is actually not new at all. After a track record in the Rangers minor league system and a year under Maddox in 2025 when the rotation was one of the best in the league, but it goes beyond Teagues, Dave Bush, and coaching personnel, stretching to the impact his fellow rotation mates and veteran bullpen arms could provide to him. 2 accomplished veteran arms play a key role in Gore's development. There's no equivalent to getting first-hand knowledge and experience from your peers, and for 23-year-old Gore, that comes in the form of Jacob deGrom and Nathan Eovaldi. deGrom, a 2-time Cy Young winner, is coming off an AL Comeback Player of the Year award after his best season since 2019 with the Mets. He answered the call after years of injuries to start 30 games last year. As for Eovaldi, they don't call him Big Game Nate for nothing. He has a track record of success in the biggest moments, including being the first pitcher in big league history to go 5-0 in a single postseason during the Rangers' 2023 World Series title run. Combined, the two have 564 games at the big league level with 3,338 strikeouts and 67.9 career WAR spread out through 26 seasons. They have a Rookie of the Year, 2 Cy Youngs, and 7 All-Star selections among the two. If there's anything to learn about being in the league and about the craft of pitching, I'd say 2 players in MLB Network's top 100 players are the duo to lean on. Gore's numbers might look bleak, but this staff can make it better. Earlier, we addressed Teagues and his experience with Texas and learning under Maddox last season. While that all sounds good, some might still not be sure what he is capable of when it comes to being the main builder of pitching development. To that, we bring Jack Leiter to attention. Leiter just wrapped up his first full MLB season and made 29 starts across 151.2 innings of work. In those games, he compiled a 10-10 record with a 3.86 ERA, 148 strikeouts, 67 walks, and a 127 whip. Looking at what he did in 2024 compared to 2025 was miles better. Apparently, a lot of that has to do with Teagues and the work he put in with Leiter prior to the 2025 season. Not just Leiter either, as Teagues was helpful to former Ranger Cole Reagans during his time with Texas. Texas traded a lot to get Gore, 5 prospects to be exact, and it has been viewed as an overpay on the part of Chris Young and the Rangers front office. After being the 3rd overall pick in the 2017 draft and part of a couple of high-value trades, Gore has yet to reach his true potential. Across his 4 big league seasons, he has a career .415 ERA, has lost 41 games and struck out 589 hitters, and 532.1 innings of work. Granted, he did play 3 seasons with Washington, but he also did lead all of MLB in wild pitches 2 straight years with 12 in 2024, 14 in 2025. Still easy to count on him improving with Eovaldi and DeGrom to lean on, as well as the track record Teagues has at helping young arms hit next strides in their development. And now we're going to take a look at 4 non-roster invitees that could make the Rangers opening day roster. Every spring, it seems the Texas Rangers have a non-roster invitee or 2 that has a true breakout spring and sneaks onto our roster because their player simply can't be ignored. 2 seasons ago, it was first baseman Jared Walsh, and last year was a remarkable 18-game stretch for outfielder Kevin Pillar, who upon being released a month later, exposed the rift inside the Rangers clubhouse. Getting back on topic, thanks for the Rangers roster overhaul this winter, there are a few roster spots up for grabs, and the best opportunities for those on spring training invites have a good chance of being in Philadelphia on March 26. So we start with Jonah Bride, infielder. He was signed on a minor league deal by Texas during the Thanksgiving holiday and passed along an invite to spring training with a chance of competing for an infield bench spot. His chances remain high, too, thanks to his versatility on both corner positions, third and first base. And his numbers, though, haven't been great, hitting .221 for his career with just 12 home runs and 57 RBIs in 214 games with the Athletics, Marlins, and Twins. Spring would have to go really well for Bride to be able to beat out a plethora of higher potential options. Then we have Cooper Johnson, catcher. This would go well if Texas was planning to carry 3 catchers on the opening day roster when the team begins their season against the Phillies. With Kyle Higashioka and Danny Jansen set to split reps at catcher, Johnson will likely end up in AAA Round Rock if he remained with the team past spring. Johnson's career numbers in the minors are not stunning, but maybe he regains his form from 2024, which saw a jolt of power during his stint with AA Frisco. He has the best shot among the 2 non-roster catchers, but it depends on a hot spring and some injuries. And then, Josh Boers. The 32-year-old reliever is coming off a year of inactivity on the pitcher's mound as he recovered from shoulder surgery prior to the 2024 season. He was shut down in mid-2025 after the team wasn't seeing progress they wanted during his rehab starts. While his career numbers aren't terrific, he is riding off the high of the 2023 World Series run, which earned him a new minor league deal in the first place after being released earlier in the offseason. If he's able to showcase that he's back on track, he'd be a leading candidate to join the rebuilding bullpen. Then, Tyler Wade, infielder. Wade's signing was such a low-risk, potential high reward for Texas following the Simeon trade that left a hole at second base. Just like Bride, the 31-year-old brings versatility, having spent time at second base, shortstop, and the outfield during his 7-year career. A career .216 hitter with only 7 home runs, has played in over 500 games spread out throughout the Yankees, Padres, Angels, and Athletics. His appearance on the 2026 opening day roster lies on whether he shows his true value elsewhere. And now, our next topic, Jack Leiter is actually being recruited for Team USA, which is a good sign for his potential 2026 rebound with the Rangers. According to the Dallas Morning News, Evan Grant, Team USA, wanted Texas Rangers starting pitcher Jack Leiter to join its roster for the 2026 World Baseball Classic as a reliever. However, the righty won't be joining the team for the highly anticipated tournament. Whether it's due to insurance issues or he just wants to stick with Texas for the entirety of spring training is unknown. On one hand, it's a shame that Rangers fans won't be able to watch their team's young starter compete on the big stage. On the other hand, it's probably preferable that he stays with Texas throughout the entirety of spring training, especially since he has yet to live up to his potential in the big leagues. Regardless, the fact that Team USA, which is full of all-stars, wanted Leiter is a good sign for Ranger fans. Team USA wouldn't just add anyone, as its roster includes stars such as Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Tariq Skubal, Mason Miller, and others. Jack Leiter being recruited for Team USA is a good sign for 2026 rebound with the Rangers. Leiter, whom the Rangers selected with the second overall pick in the 2021 draft, was decent in 29 starts with Texas last year, posting a .386 ERA with 148 strikeouts and 67 walks. Although we wish he could have done better, it was a drastic improvement from his limited action with the Rangers in 2024, when he posted a -1.6 B-WAR and an .883 ERA in 35 2/3 innings over 9 outings. In 2022, MLB Pipeline had Leiter ranked as the 17th best prospect in MLB. His stock dropped a bit the next year, becoming the 78th ranked prospect, but he is still viewed by many as someone who can be a star in the big leagues. Leiter needs to work on limiting free passes and hard contact. Still, he has a formidable pitch arsenal, which includes a high 90s four-seamer and sinker, high 80s slider, low 90s changeup, and low 80s curveball. If he can improve his control, he should become the pitcher we all expect him to be. Since Leiter still needs to work on his control and other aspects of his game, sticking with Texas for spring training rather than joining Team USA's roster is in both his and the Rangers' best interest. He's only 25, so he can live up to his full potential. He can always join Team USA for the next World Baseball Classic. And next, our season in review, we take a look at Marcus Semien. With the 2025 Texas Rangers season having come to an end, we shall, over the course of the offseason, take a look at originally I was going to do every player, but it's a handful of players who appeared in a major league game for the Texas Rangers in 2025. Today, we're looking at second baseman Marcus Semien. Former second baseman Marcus Semien, I guess I should say. Marcus Semien being traded felt like not the end of an era necessarily, but definitely the end of a particular chapter in the books of the Rangers. 51 months ago, the Texas Rangers were coming off a disastrous season. The team had committed to an arguably long overdue rebuild after a disappointing 2020 season. The 2021 team was bad, reaching 100 losses for the first time since the first 2 years in the franchise when it was in Arlington. Joey Gallo, a year and a half away from free agency and playing like a superstar, was traded to the Yankees at the deadline after rejecting a contract extension as the Rangers took on a no-half-measures approach. Kyle Gibson and Ian Kennedy were shipped off to Philadelphia at the break. Things appeared bleak, to say the least. At the end of the season press conference, John Daniels and Chris Young told fans that the rebuild was over and the team was committed to going big in the free agent market that winter. Payroll would be going up. The Rangers were looking to get much better quickly, and they were going to spend money to accomplish that. It was a very strong free agent class, headed by 5 stellar shortstops, and the Rangers were going big game hunting. The reaction was predictable. There was scoffing, there was mockery. There were predictions that the Rangers would miss out on the top players, say they made competitive offers and weren't really trying, and then add some third-tier free agents and call it a day. Folks pointed to the pursuit of Anthony Rendon after the 2019 season, a player the Rangers prioritized, and how they felt woefully short to the offer made by their Angels. That was proof that Rangers might talk a big game, but when push came to shove, they would fall short. Then, on the afternoon of November 28, 2021, news broke that the Rangers were landing Marcus Semien, one of the big 5 shortstops on a 70-year, $175 million deal. The baseball world was shocked. Ranger fans were floored. The skeptics had to eat their words. The Rangers went big on a long-term contract for a guy with 2 top 3 MVP finishes in the previous 3 years. The rebuild was over, and the Rangers were committed to winning again. A day later, news broke that the Rangers were signing Corey Seager to a 10-year, $325 million deal. In a 2-day period, a team that had just lost 102 games committed $500 million to 2 of the best free agents available, and they still weren't done. Agreeing to terms with free agent pitcher John Gray on a 4-year deal. All 3 players were officially signed right before the owners locked out the players, resulting in an especially frustrating period where our celebration over the new acquisitions was muted due to the uncertainty of the coming 2022 season. Seager, of course, was the prize addition, and so far appears to be one of the best signings in Rangers history. He's who we think of first when we think about the big moves that offseason that kickstarted the return to contention, ultimately culminating in a World Series title in 2023, the first in franchise history. But it all started with Marcus Semien. And now Semien is gone, traded with 3 years left on his deal to the New York Mets for Brandon Nimmo. Gray is gone, free agent, his career in question because of ongoing health issues. Corey Seager is still here, of course. Hopefully he isn't going anywhere. But both the roster and the dynamics of this club are much different now. Simeon's final season with the Rangers was much like his first and third seasons with the team. It was excellent defensively, not so excellent offensively. He won a Gold Glove, gets a good chunk of credit for the Rangers Gold Glove Award in 2025. Also put up a 97 OPS plus, which isn't, and a 89 WRC plus, which isn't ideal. Simeon slashed 230, 305, 364 in 2025. And regardless of circumstances, that's not what you want. He did have a noticeable home road split, slashing a 217, 303, 314 at home, and a 242, 308, 410 on the road. He also missed the final 6 weeks of the season, and one could possibly surmise that his overall slash line would have looked better had he not missed that time, since over the course of his career, his OPS by month goes up in orderly fashion. Lowest in April, second lowest in May, and so on. He has a career 815 OPS in the month of September, 59 points better than his career OPS. And his 65 career homers in the final month of the season is 19 more than his second highest month. Looking at Simeon's offensive profile, you can see how he would be particularly affected by the shed in 25 and the way the ball just flat didn't travel well there. Simeon hits the ball in the air a lot, particularly to the pull side in his 4 seasons with the Rangers. He had just 2 opposite field home runs. However, he's never hit the ball particularly hard. His hard hit rate was right at his career average in 2025, but was just good enough to be in the 17th percentile in 2025 per StatCast. Hitting the ball in the air but not particularly hard is how you end up with a 251 BABIP, which is what Simeon sported in 2025. It was tied for 4th lowest among 145 qualifying hitters in 2025, behind Josh Bell, Cal Raleigh, and tied with Sal Perez. And if the ball isn't carrying, that exacerbates the power problem, since you aren't picking up doubles as much either. Simeon's 16 doubles in 2025 were the lowest in a full season in his career. And even if you extrapolate it out to 160 games like he usually plays, it would be the lowest total. His ISO of 134 was the second lowest of his career, behind only 2018 when he had a 133 ISO. Marcus Simeon is still a good player. In 127 games, he put up 2.1 F WAR and 3.3 B WAR. At the age of 35, he's obviously in the decline phase of his career, but a 2-4 win second baseman has value, and I don't think there's any question he will work to get as much as he can out of himself for the remainder of his contract. He'll just be doing it with the Mets instead of the Rangers going forward. Now, let me know your thoughts on all these topics in the comment section below. Is there anything we missed? Anything I got right that you agree with? Anything I got wrong that you really don't agree with? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Game Time, for sponsoring this episode. As always, if you're looking for the best place to get tickets to your next Rangers game, whether it's spring training or home or away, you need to check out Game Time. They have the best tickets available, the best price, no purchase fiasco. You know what you're buying, no hidden fees. Go check them out today using the link in the description. And with that, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.